peaceful protesters gathering at Queen's Park today. This is to rally against the Ford government's decision to cut student assistance with grants while lifting a freeze on tuition. Now, for more on the demonstration, let's go out to CP24's Andrew Brennan, where there are some developments this hour. Andrew.
There are developments indeed. As this demonstration appears to, according to organizers, they want it to wrap up. We heard from people with megaphones saying leave in pairs. And that also being asked particularly because in the last few minutes, you'll see behind me, Bakari, right here, we have a line of police and also the peace officers that protect the legislature. They are here in front of the doors after things seemingly got a little more heated than the rest of the day. Now, this has been hours of demonstrating against, well, the changes to the OSAP funding, particularly. It's thinking about 25% before being available as a loan or to be paid back. Now we're at 85% under the potential new rules. And this has gotten a lot of people upset. And when we think of some of the messages, you talk about fix OSAP ASAP. That was something that was coming from the Ontario Young Liberals who did some form of organizing here, but a lot of this comes a lot more grassroots. And the people that I have been speaking to lately include folks who remind me of another generation of student protesters back in the Maple Spring in 2012. They've even embodied their red square as a sign of fighting for accessible and affordable education. A few minutes ago, as we were here, things at the front of the crowd of people, which has dissipated, by the way, there seemed to have been some form of detainment or potentially an arrest of a student. We do not know at this point, but someone was taken behind the police line. We do not know much about them right now. I was about 15 feet behind that. And actually, I'm going to go see if I can find one of the people that was there. Sir, would you like to join me?
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Sir, I saw you just after all this happened. I could see your green hair from back here.
Yes.
But two things. What happened to your jacket and what happened overall today?
So I was just standing up there. Honestly, I was going to grab some friends to come join the peaceful protest. And by the time I got back, there was a group of people here. So I went closer and I asked what was going on. One thing I know, I'm turning around, asking somebody what just happened. They say someone got punched by a cop. I turn back around, I'm looking at this guy, and he shoves me out of nowhere. He breaks my headphones here, rips me right through to my jacket. I go up to him to ask him, why the hell did you just push me? And yet again, he decides to shove me again, but grab my jacket while he shoves me for like maximum damage.
Now, my cameraman was looking on at this from above. I was down here. I couldn't see this, but what I was hearing is there seemed to be some people that were attempting to breach this barrier, but also attempt to get to the doors. Did you attempt to do any of that, or did you see any of that to start?
To be honest, I'm not even from Toronto, so I actually didn't even know what this building is. I don't see a point in storming these doors. I didn't know that was happening at all. I was fully just up there to try to figure out what was going on here, because when I left, it was like, yes, stop cutting OSAP, and when I come back, it's whatever was happening right there. So
if I can ask then, do you think there was any reason based on how you your comportment or how you were acting at that time that you believe that you should have been, such force should have been used on you at that time?
Not at all. That was 100% abuse of power. There was absolutely no reason for them to shove me or touch me at all. There was no reason for them to assault me when I was just standing there.
Now, Esther, the last thing I want to ask you is, you said you didn't know anything about this building, but obviously you do know about OSAP in Ontario, how Ontario's higher education system works. What could this change mean to you?
This can mean that I can't finish my program. I'm currently in school for child and youth care. I am working in order to try to help kids. I want to help the future. I want to be that support person for them. And if I can't finish school, then I can't be that person. I'm in what he's calling these basket weaving courses, but I'm learning how to take care of children who are disclosing abuse, take care of children who are in the worst possible circumstances you could think of. And I'm just trying to go to school in order to be able to do that. And this is the sort of, I can't use the words that I want to, but this is the sort of stuff that happens when we're just trying to fight for our rights.
Esther, thank you very much for your time, and thank you again. So I know that this has been a very fluid situation over the course of the last few minutes, but one thing that was, I will also say emphatically, because he happens to be nearby, but there are people that have been trying to say to me just in terms of framing here, that 4 hours of peaceful protest should not be brought down by a couple of minutes of let's call it challenging moments at the front of the police barricade. I also have to say very definitively, I saw the aftermath and not the beginning, and my cameraman from above saying that he was filming and able to show an attempt to try to breach this barrier. We're going to stay here as there's still the remnants of this demonstration sticking around right now. But for now, as we keep, again, on what is a fluid situation with a lot of heated, let's just say, tempers not flaring, but certainly a lot of people that have been upset and say they have reason to be. We'll be talking with them. For now, though, sending it back to you inside.
Okay, live from Queen's Park, CP24's Andrew Brennan.